will, yeah. Thanks, David. Johnny, good to see you again. You're on the cusp of selection pending making a 100th appearance for Ireland this coming weekend. You made your debut back in 2009 against Fiji in the RDS. Did you seriously think at that stage that 12 years later you'd still be playing international rugby and a chance to join a very exclusive club?
No, and I mean that honestly. When you do get your first cap as late as I did, I know it's not like really old, but compared to some other lads that get capped at 20, 21, I had to work a long time to get that one cap, and I was unbelievably happy to get the one, and that was up there with the most special ones. You know what I mean? And yeah, I never in a million years thought I'd still be playing, but I think over the last few years I've just taken it year on year and see how I felt, and in the back of my mind I kind of, you always had it. I thought, obviously I was gutted to miss the French game last year, because I knew that if I kept fit and kept my form that I would have played my 100th against England, but everything happens for a reason, and hopefully getting your 100th cap in front of some people will be more special, I think. And I'm trying to focus on the game. You know what I mean? I don't want to get drawn away from how important the game is, and trying to get a performance early. We often haven't hit the ground running, and we need to make sure we can do that ahead of the Six Nations, making sure we can hit the ground running in week 1.
I think I'm right in saying that you've never played against Japan
you're right,
so far. So
yeah.
I'm assuming that you've had the chance to look at them even as a kind of a bystander over the years and see their performances, not just at the last World Cup, but previous World Cups, and you'll see how dangerous they are as a team and how they've evolved over the last number of years. Yeah,
exactly that. I remember being at the World Cup game. I remember watching them. I was on the pitch, watching our lads warm up, and I was drawn into watching the Japanese team warm up, and how good they were. You know what I mean? How good their skills were. How they were, even in the warm up, just going at such tempo, and everything was running smooth, and it was very impressive. And then obviously in the game and through all that World Cup, they were outstanding. I know it was a big tournament for them in front of their home supporters, and then in the summer, having the summer off, I brought Luca, my son, to the Japanese game in the Aviva, and same again, played some outstanding rugby, and they are a team to be reckoned with, and we obviously learned a hard lesson at the World Cup, and they're a team that can just unbelievably well coached. That's what I see when I look at them. You can tell how well drilled they are, and obviously their coaches come with big reputations from what they did with the Highlanders and winning, super title, and so I can't say enough about them, and we will 100% give them the respect that they deserve. We're preparing, as well as we've prepared for anyone.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations, and have a good week.
Thank you.
Hi, Johnny. You might say it's for others to say, but what do you think winning your 100th cap says about you as a player?
I don't know. I honestly, I'll try and leave. I'll try and leave talking about myself to other people as much as I can. But the ability to bounce back is something that I'd like to say I'd be proud of. Because in my career, I felt like I've had a lot of brilliant moments, a lot of winning trophies, all those things, all those special memories. But I've also had a hell of a lot of low points as well. Which have always driven me. So I suppose if you wanted to be a good role model for kids looking in, that don't give up and always try and bounce back, and that's what I'd like to think that people would see when they see me.
You spoke last week about the next World Cup and said you were a forward-thinking person. Are we to take it from that a new 1-year extension, that you're very close to signing that?
You can be my agent, Sinead, if you want. At the moment, I'm loving it. I'm loving training. My body's good, mind is good, and in an ideal world, I'd love to love to keep going. But what I learned last year is you can't plan too far ahead. You really can't. I had everything planned around what I was going to do on the tour in the summer, and then suddenly it's up in smoke. So like, I'm taking it game by game, campaign by campaign, and I think the IRFU have been very good to me over the last 7 years since I've come back from Paris, in terms of we made a decision at the end of the Six Nations last year. I don't think it'll be any different this year. I think it'll be, let's wait till the end of that and see how we all are.
Russell, do you want to jump in there?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Johnny. Russell from TalkSport in the UK. Hope you're well. How much of a role will the crowd have to have a hopefully full or nearly full crowd back at the Aviva? A few tickets left, I understand. How crucial will that be, and how much of a lift will it be for you guys, particularly given your milestone?
Yeah, I think it'll be, like, any time you play for Ireland is special, but we've missed having the support. It's only when you have them back, that you realise how much you missed them. We kind of got used to it a little bit, through the last 18 months. But no, it's been brilliant having them back. Like, the difference it's made with Leinster, and now to come into an Aviva Stadium, mostly full. Hopefully, a few more tickets will sell over the next few days. That just to have the support back is fantastic. There's a lot of guys that haven't played for Ireland in front of a crowd, you got to remember. So it'll be a very special day for them.
And in terms of the match to hopefully befit that occasion, you've talked about the threats the Japanese have. I wonder what kind of match we'll see, given how much stronger and tougher they clearly now are the last couple of years, on top of what great rugby we know they play, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, it'll be a proper test match. That's what we're preparing for. Test matches are tight games. They're tough games. They're games that come down to a few big moments, and it's about making sure you're in a position to take those. And we're preparing well. We need to probably improve a little bit. Over the last few days of preparation that we have to take that step, because we know that Japan have been together a long time in camp. They've had a game against Australia, so they're a little bit further ahead in their prep, but it's not an excuse. We need to, like I said, hit the ground running to prove that we can do it. And I suppose in years gone by, teams probably would have been saying, we're getting ready for the All Blacks. We're very focused on Japan because, we haven't spoke about any of the games beyond this, because we know what a big challenge this will be.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Johnny, just in terms of the 100 caps and reflecting a little, is there a teammate or maybe a coach through the years who you would maybe single out in particular who had a big impact on you when you kind of needed to bounce back?
Wow. Put me on the spot there. No, look, all I would say on that is that I've been unbelievably lucky to be coached by some of the best in the game. In terms of playing under great captains as well. Paul Bryan with Ireland, Rory Best, fantastic leaders. I loved playing under all of them. Coaches, obviously, I spent so much time playing under Joe Schmidt. He was I think about the game very, very similar to him, because he just drove that sort of way he thinks about it into me, and obviously Andy, Stu and Leinster, even back to Michael Cheika, even though he didn't pick me too often till his last year, he taught me about hard work and taught me that you gotta earn the right to get in the team, and made me properly work for it, and it's very different now. Often guys get a lot of games to prove themselves. You didn't get a game back then until you proved yourself in training and you were properly worth your place. So I'm probably leaving people out there. I don't feel good doing that, but I've had so many influences over my career, and I'm very thankful for all of them.
Just wondering, it's obviously a childhood dream to play for your country, and now on the verge of 100 caps later, has it ever turned into a job or a slog for you, or has it always been as fun as it was maybe when you were starting off?
No, 100, definitely been a a pleasure to have the career that I've had. So lucky. You know, I've got a brother that had a bad injury before his rugby career even started. He's coaching now in Connacht, and so I'm reminded every day that, you know, coming up as younger players, he was probably the one that, if you put a gun to my dad's head, he probably would have said that Mark was going to make it. So, you know, I know every day how lucky I am. I know it's never felt like a job. There's been like I said before, there's been downs, and there's been times where you go, is it really worth it? But, you know, then you quickly get yourself back up off the floor and go again. And no, it's been a pleasure. I wouldn't change any of it.
Is there any particular advice you think that someone of your experience now, a 36-year-old, would tell a 24-year-old before you had a cap? What would you say to your younger self?
Don't take it so seriously, but but then you wouldn't be true to yourself. No, look, I think if you're at that age and you have the vision to sort of view it as a journey, you'll realise there's ups and downs, and there's, I suppose, at the time when you're actually in that moment, it feels like it's the end. Like, you know what I mean? It feels like you can't come back from this, or you can't come back from that bad game. But, you know, it is part of your journey, and it leads you on to something bigger and better, you know, when you do bounce back from it, because you always learn more through the bad times. And yeah, that would be what I try and say to my younger self. I'd probably tell my younger self that he'd probably tell me to piss off anyway. So
Thanks, best of luck.